Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pocket Change. It's been a little while, and we've gone through some changes in life that have affected our pocket change and our eBay businesses. And we just wanted to do a catch up and tell you that we're going to come back strong. Are you frozen? Or are you with me? Okay.
Screwing with you. No, it's great to be back, folks. It's been what? I think it's been almost 2 months since we did this,
Yeah, I
hadn't it?
found
Now I
a,
know we had some build up that ran
yeah,
out, but
the random one we never posted that middle of last month.
turns out we missed you guys as much as you missed us.
Yeah, I'm doing that other podcast, but it doesn't scratch my itch like this one does.
I'm glad I scratched your
You do.
itch.
You scratch my itch better than any other partner I ever had. But boom.
It is terrible. Anyway, folks, there has been a lot going on in our personal lives. Nothing bad, all good. Just been busy, and then we did make that one video where we said, "Hey guys, we're going to take a little break. Got some things going on." I got through all my testing. Yay!
Yay.
All thanks to the good Lord above, in my opinion. Just, whew, that was some tough stuff, and bless y'all's hearts that already got them. But again, tough. Got through that. As you can see, the eBay room has not really progressed that much
And as you can see, I'm
forward
still in
since the last
Savannah.
time. And yeah, Ben's is still in Savannah. Still have the ugly duckling here. Wish I could pan a little bit, but I've got a workstation right here behind this ladder. Now I have to use this ladder so I can reach the sockets to take pictures and hang them back up.
Oh, man. It sucks to be short like you.
It does to be short. It does. I have installed the door over here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the doorknob, and it's useful for holding trash
There you
bags.
go. That's a good way to work.
But and in the room, I do try to sweep up. But yeah, basically,
Rooms in our background. Apparently, we're dirty boys.
you got to sweep up. We don't like it to be
Yeah.
too dirty. Now I'll move over here. I have the special dustpan. You got a special dustpan?
Yeah. A piece of cardboard.
No, I've got the one that folds
I got
down and
that
you
at
sweep it
home. I
in.
don't have that here, but I do have that in my garage at home. I have two of them. You know,
I used always envy those from work. But anyway,
that
this is
is the
about
lazy man's answer to picking shit up off the floor. Yeah.
it is awesome. It really is. Just sweep it right in there, pick it up, and you can get it out of there if you want
If
to.
I could go back,
But
when I was in California, I used to work for HSN. I used to buy random stuff. This thing was called the Old Man's Helper, which was like a 16-inch. It had a flange on the bottom. It was up about 16 inches with a handle. And if you're on the ground, you just grab that. You can stand right up. I would love to have that now. I hate getting on the ground. And that it's harder to get off the ground than it used to be. You just jump up. I had that. And I gave it to this guy who was like 50. He's, oh man, that thing's awesome. Because he did home inspections and he'd take it with him. And after he came out, he just kind of get up. And I tried looking for one. Now I can't find one of those old man helpers. It's like
they probably don't make them anymore.
something falls underneath the bed here. I just let it go. It's gone. I'm not getting down on the floor. It's just too much.
That's where it lives
It's where it
now.
lives now. I didn't need that pair of glasses or that other
That's where it lives now forever.
ever. It's gone. It's out of my world. Doesn't exist.
You might do it before you leave.
All
You are still there in Savannah in his bachelor pad.
Yeah.
Goes He goes home and views his eBay stuff every once in a while. Now your eBay store is actually on vacation
Yes.
currently, right?
Exactly. So, what have you been up to, man? It's been 2 months. So you're
I
still a
actually
slave to
had a
the puffer.
yeah, I'm working on cutting that down. So you guys have been worried about that. I've cut down to basically a 1.5. I'm mixing threes and zeros now. So
Tell the story
and
about what happened to you.
I discovered something about the things we build things up in our body apparently, and I had built up nicotine over the years, apparently stored in my body in my bloodstream, and so after about 3 to 4 weeks of going down to this 1.5, I started feeling really run down, like and this deep fog. What is going on with me? And then I realized it's nicotine withdrawal. Basically, my body had used up all the excess or whatever we had stored in my body, and was adjusting now to the newer, lower dosage. I'm going to be anxious to go through that again here in another few weeks because I am actually trying to get off of it completely and be done with it. We'll see. but that's going to take a while. I know Ben's has struggled with
I've been
getting off
zenning.
his dip for a
I've
while,
been
but
trying. I've been doing
yeah,
better.
he's zenning now.
Yeah, a bad day, and I'm like, give me a real snuff. I miss spitting because I don't really prefer to swallow my nicotine. I prefer to spit, but that's a whole nother thing.
I was going to say that is a rabbit hole we're not going to check.
I have an oral fetish apparently. I'm trying to figure it out.
Any of those.
I tried sunflower seeds. That didn't work. Although I did have some good like pickle flavored sunflower seeds. They have them in all different flavors now. Barbecue, Louisiana, something or
Why?
other. And the other
Oh,
thing I
sorry.
figured out I like, which living in Georgia,
I'm going to put tape on my screen.
boiled peanuts.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what I said. Until I was here for 6 months, and they kept getting them every day at work. I'm like, those are disgusting. And you know what? You eat enough of them, they're addictive. And that whole big thing of peanuts is $2. I'm cheap, and
I'm not.
they're
I'm
good.
not gonna get something like that. That's disgusting. That I've got to eat enough to like it. I'm sorry.
You know what? And I wasn't. I was like, oh, these are disgusting. And then I started eating them, going, you just don't expect nuts to be mushy when you put them in your mouth. You expect them to be hard and crunchy. But after a while, you get used to, the mushy nuts in your
Are
mouth.
those still in the shell,
Yeah,
boiled
they're in the shell.
peanuts?
You don't eat the shell. You break the shell and then eat the nut out of it. They're delicious.
Nope. Not doing that.
When I move back to
Nasty.
Florida, I'm going to have to figure out how to boil my own nuts. That's the crazy thing because they ain't got boiled nuts there. They only got boiled nuts here. And you know what? A man can't live without boiling his nuts, is what I'm thinking.
I do just fine. I like
Yeah. You like to roast your nuts.
roasted
I like to
peanut.
boil my nuts. And with a little bit of picante in it.
We're going to go back to the eBay show, folks. So, a couple things I have discovered just to give you a thing, and I want you guys, everybody who watches, I want you to let me know because I've been testing the theory that basically you sell on average, so you're going to have to take it for a little while. You can't just do it in 1 month, but you sell on average about 10% of what you got listed. No matter what, no matter the sell through rate, we used to talk about sell through rates and all that stuff. No matter what that is, you're going to sell roughly baseline 10%. Now, some of you guys may say, no, I sell more than that. You probably do if you have higher resale values. So another, or
Resale
not
rate.
resale values, resale ratios. So if all your stuff has like a 40% or better, yeah, you're definitely going to sell. But if you've got a mix like Ben's and I do, where you got bottom end, top end, whatever, it comes down your baseline. I believe your baseline, and I've been working on this theory for the last few months, and so far, the only month that's let me down was July, and it let me down by 1. And July, I'm sorry, that's a crazy month. I'm actually already doing better in August than I did in July.
Nice. So you a bottom end
But
or a top end guy?
I'm not gonna answer
For
that
your
question.
items, are you like lower sell through rate or a higher sell through rate? You took that wrong. You know what? I miss
Family,
you and I miss this.
family show, man.
It is a family show. I didn't say anything wrong. Are you a bottom end or a top end reseller?
Yeah.
I prefer the top end, but I keep ending up with the bottom end. Is what story of my life.
I here's what's going on with me. I tried to niche down. And if you look back over the year, this past year up to this point, I started niching into pocket watches and did decently well on them. Sold quite a few. There's a couple problems with niching down. I know some of you guys are like, I'm niched down, I'm great, doing wonderful. Marvelous for you. Here's the problem with niching down. Number one, what I discovered is maintaining an inventory of that same item. Because one, sometimes you'll be like, I need to buy more of that item. That's my niche item. But they're so expensive right now, it's really going to kill my profits. So what do? So I don't think niching down is always the answer unless you can find a steady something that's cheap that you can get continuously and get them cheap. Like, I know a lot of guys who have niched into books. That's great. I think that's an awesome opportunity.
Yes.
But I don't think you're always going to be able to get special books. how much longer are we going to progress to the point where one of the things that is that I've been reading on books, because I thought about getting into books and I've got a few to sell, but particularly one thing is, does it have a barcode? If it has a barcode, you can go ahead and go, it's not a top valuable book.
Yes.
At what point are we going to run out of books that don't have barcodes?
Never.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ on
I
that.
think books is the one thing you can niche down to and find plenty.
I just don't think so. I think you'll struggle with that as well if that's your only niche.
You know
I
what?
think you will.
I tried to niche down. I kept calling my niece Carrie and asking her what to buy. Turns out that chick didn't know shit. So don't niche down. It doesn't work.
Anyway, so what I have done is I have actually started increasing inventory based on what I could find value wise, just like Ben's did for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
He just bought whatever he could find at a good value. And that's what I've started doing. And it's really kind of interesting how my store sales have picked up. Now, likewise, my average sale has dropped.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a bottom end.
Yeah. You're a bottom end fella. I figured as much. I've known you for many years. But I agree. I don't really look at sell through rate as being the be all end all. Now, if I find something with a good sell through rate, I'm all over it. But I believe if you throw enough darts at the dartboard, you'll eventually hit a bullseye.
Everything sells
I
eventually.
mean, I had a cousin that we used to go to the beach in the summers, and he'd walk up to girls and say, "Hey, you want to sleep with me?" Every day he got someone to sleep with him. He might have been slapped 14 times, but eventually you'll find the right one who wants what you got. It's just law of averages.
Yeah, you will. You will. And that's the thing. I've toyed with the idea, and this is another thing I learned, because I was actually going to clean out a bunch of mine and just go ahead and say this hasn't sold in. Because how long have I been doing this now? 2.5 years?
Yeah, so 2 years now. 2 years.
Yeah.
August.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 years. You started 2 years ago.
August. Yeah. I'm like, if I've had it since the very beginning, it's probably time to just go ahead and get it out of inventory. And then all of a sudden, I sold a bunch of the crap.
Everything sells eventually, people. It does, really.
So, unless it's just, my thing is this, anything under that's not in a particular category, because I do have some tools they're just, let's face it, they're $3-4 tools. That's what they are. They're not gonna, that is what they are. But anything other than those items in a particular category, I'm starting like t-shirts and stuff, clothing shirts that are $3 to $4. I'm gonna get rid of those, because you're not gonna make a whole lot of them. Now, why would I keep the tools? I keep the tools because a lot of guys will buy more than one.
Yeah, I agree.
So like they'll buy this $3 socket or this $3 tap and die or whatever plus this, and
they're easier to store and they're easier to ship.
Yep.
Well, shirts are pretty easy to ship, but yeah.
Actually, you'd be surprised. A regular extra large T-shirt will not fit in one of my small blue bubble wrap. I had to put it in my bigger black wrap
Poly
one,
bag.
poly bag, which costs a whole lot more.
You should be just white, cheap poly bags. They cost like 3 cents.
I promise you, the small bubble wraps that I put my pocket watches in and I put the sockets and stuff in, actually, because they're 8x5 they're 8x5 by half inch or 1 inch, something like that. They actually are cheaper than the 10x13 poly bags.
True, but yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, I've been so busy with work and doing everything I'm doing. I just haven't been a good.
Sorry, I'm not in the center of the screen.
You stay in the center,
Ben's fusses at me. I've got to stay in.
Well, he does this.
Ever since he went over to
the... Oh yeah, that's what I get on my video. That's not good, people.
Ever since he went over to the locker room, folks, and got a taste of those guys and their professionalism, he fusses at me for getting out of frame now.
I learn as I go, right? And you just realize, you know what? Seeing your ear and half your eye is not appealing to the people. We have the face for radio, not for video, but everybody wants to see video, so we got to give them video.
What's funny is my wife does our recording on Sundays.
Yeah.
And there are times when I'll walk right out of frame. So you're
Yeah,
not the only one.
you don't pay
She'll be
attention.
like
Get your ass out of the-
doing this and doing this, and I'm like, "What do you do? Oh, you want me to get back in frame?" Anyway,
What I need to buy for you is one of those robot things that just follows you.
I actually have one. I could get it and hook my
No, don't
camera
do
up to it.
that.
That
I
would
mean,
actually work.
it seems like a lot. This is just a
I've
podcast.
got it.
We're not trying to be
I don't know
professional.
where it's at,
I got one too, but I don't
but
have it here. But I just stay in frame because it makes sense. And you're looking at yourself as you're talking, so you can see whether you're in frame or not.
I actually try to look at you. Now, I used to have it set up so that when I would look at you, it was like I was looking direct. I don't have that right now. I don't have that kind of setup. I've got more of a.
I just
I
look at
switch things
myself.
around, folks. If you remember, this used to be this way,
Yeah.
and now I've got it turned kind of at a corner.
So you got crossroads in life is what you're trying to tell us? Explain more. We
Oh,
need
I'm
to know.
definitely one of those.
So,
I'm
me
definitely
too.
one of
I'm
those.
like, oh, this is crazy. I it, I'm enjoying the job I have here, but I miss my wife, and more than that, I miss my cats. I'm just saying.
No offense, honey.
I'm a pussy man. That's all I can say.
Family show.
Kitty cats. What are you talking? You have a dirty mind.
Family show.
Everybody
Family
that's
show.
watching this is not like you. They
And
don't dirty
everybody
mind.
who's watching it didn't just snicker when you said
Oh,
that.
well,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. I just, you know what? I think I'm being overly Jefferson because on the other one, I try to be not me. I am me, but they definitely, they said, hey, we
You
want
know
you to do a
something.
funny bit. And I'm like, okay. And then I told them what I thought a funny bit was. And they were like, yeah, we don't want you to do that. Because apparently my mind has very, it's,
There's a lot of different depths.
yeah, well, it's fantastical. I, yeah, like I see a bunch of people fighting a fire. There must have been a million firefighters, and there were 7, but there was a million in my mind. They were running all over the place, swinging their hoses. It was wild. All right, sorry, I got off of my mind there for a minute.
Oh, my daughter said she said from school one day last year, she said, boys just never grow up.
We don't. If we do, you don't want us. If all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. Have you ever seen that episode of Seinfeld where George finally gets his stuff together? And then, yeah, he's attracting all these women. He doesn't understand what's going on. And then he realizes, oh, wait a minute. This one, because he gave up sex. And so he spent all his time thinking about stuff in life, and his life got better. And then the first woman was like, hey, I want to sleep with you. Yeah, the next day he was an idiot again, just like the rest of us guys. What? Yeah, okay, I'm in. That's a great episode.
I never watched Seinfeld. I didn't care much for it. Seinfeld's not my cup of tea. It's not my. I'm more Tim Allen
It's coming
type
back. You
of
know
humor.
that on Hulu or somewhere. They're bringing it back.
Ah,
All the original
I don't think
cast,
so.
except for the neighbor, because I think he's dead. But all the other ones are coming back.
How are they going to bring back the original cast? Because that one's in jail for 20 years.
Who?
That oldest son.
He was in the picture that I saw. Apparently, he's not in jail. The oldest son is
I
not in
think
jail.
that's a. I think that's. Look it up. He is
The
in jail.
oldest son?
I think that's a
I think
AI
you're making
generated
stuff
bull
up.
crap.
So, what are you talking? It's yeah. What was it called? Full House? No. Tool Time.
Home
Home
Improvement.
Improvement.
They already brought back Full House. They called that Fuller House, and that ran for 4 or 5 seasons, and then they ended it. It wasn't as good. When you take Bob Saget out of it, it's just not as good. I guarantee you, he is in jail. He's like a convicted drug felon or something.
Now, all 3 of them are they're in the picture.
I know they're in the picture.
Oh, maybe the oldest son, maybe that's just the guy who looks like him. I don't know.
No, it should be him. I gotta look things up, so I'm gonna be a little bit out of frame. I forget what his name's like. Zachary Tyler Thomas or something like that.
Zachary Taylor Thomas?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or was that the
That's not the
is that
oldest son. I
mix?
think
I
that's
don't
the
know.
youngest one.
No, I think that's the middle one.
No, maybe. I don't know.
Zachary Ty Bryan. Yeah, Zachary Ty Bryan. Jonathan
Taylor
Taylor
Thomas,
Thomas
yeah.
was the middle one. Yeah. So Zachary Ty Bryan. And I promise you,
He
I
was
can
sentenced to
swear it.
probation and jail time for domestic violence and being a drunk. But he's out. 36
Are you looking
months.
at January 4th, 2025?
I'm looking at it was 2023. Got 36 months probation.
No, he was just since January 25th or January 4th, 2025. He was arrested
Oh, he looks rough
in
in that picture too.
Horry County, South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, he probably fought the law. And they kicked the crap out of him. That's South Carolina, man. They don't put up no crap there. That's Myrtle Beach. Okay, so he's been released on a
He's on
$10,000
bail.
bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was already went to jail for before for being a drunk and beating his wife. So I don't think we should let that guy be a TV star anymore. It doesn't seem like he deserves it.
It really doesn't. If we did that,
But look at the
if we
reboot of
actually stopped
Roseanne,
people,
and then they killed Roseanne off because she made some tweet that was crazy because she was on some weird drug
and
or
the
she was
show
taking.
went
Yeah.
down the crapper immediately.
Hmm.
That show was, I don't know why
I
it
think
kept
it's
running,
still
only
on though.
because, no, it's off now.
Mm. They changed it from
It's
Roseanne to
off
the
now. They
Connors or
ended,
something. This is
yeah, and
good
that
work.
was, it was the Connors anyway. Yeah, this is a good reset. Honestly, here's the thing. We can tie this back.
Yes, tie back.
Because home improvement stuff, home improvement, tool time stuff still sells.
Yeah.
I just saw the other day the Benford lunchbox because I had a Dukes of Hazzard thermos, an original 1980 from the lunchbox thermos, sold for $35.
Nice. Just the thermos.
Just the thermos, $35. And so I was doing some research, and if you have one of the Benford lunch boxes,
Yeah. Like they.
and you only got them like at the show. That was the only place you could get them. They were the old school round top, like our great grandparents
Yeah.
carried, great grandfathers carried when they were working on steel and high rise steel. And it's the round top lunch box. It's the big square one, looks like a battery, like an ATV battery, and then it's got a rounded over top.
Hmm.
They actually, from what I understand, I don't know if I can find a picture of one or not. Anyway, they actually sold those at the show.
Nice.
And so I was like looking, and one the other day sold for $120. And I was like, wow. Of course, now if I find one and buy it, it'll probably go down to $10. But let me see if I can find
You know what?
there, Benford lunchbox.
What I got was the lunchbox, which Roseanne and Jackie ran, goes out of business, and later is revealed on an episode of The Connors, it became an Asian restaurant sometimes after 1996.
I'm not being able to find
Now I can't find it.
a home improvement.
Not Home Improvement. This is Roseanne.
I'm not looking at Roseanne.
Oh,
I'm looking for the Benford toolbox.
oh, Toolbox. I thought you said Lunchbox.
It's a lunchbox. Yeah, it's a lunchbox. Yeah, you're right.
No, that.
Ah. See, that's similar to it, but this one says rare NOS tool time home improvement, but this is the plastic one. But it's $200 on eBay.
That's like the on Roseanne on the back of the couch. They got that Afghan with the squares on it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are worth decent money because of that show. TV, when you're watching it, influences what's going on in the reselling world to some extent.
Let me see if I can. I'm going to share. Let me see if this program will actually let us, because we're trying a little different program here.
It will share,
folks.
but we can't do too many.
Okay, so you see this?
Yeah, $200. Nice.
Yeah, and that's the plastic one. So if you can find them, people.
Yeah,
But like I said, apparently they only sold them on the show. Like if you visited the set,
yeah, that's
like
cool.
the live set. So that's part of the reason why they're. But
Never
anyway,
went and saw that.
there you go.
When I was in California, I
There's
saw
you.
Two and a Half Men, Christine. I went to The Price is Right. We saw Dr. Phil. And we saw Ellen. We used to get because you could sign up for tickets, and we used to go see them. That was when we first moved out there. It was super cool. Then I have to do it like 6 times.
I'd
It's
love
like
to.
that's enough.
I'd love to have seen Two and a Half Men, but
Yeah, I went to that twice
and
actually.
The Price is Right. But Ellen and Dr. Phil,
Right,
no
those are
thanks.
from my wife. If they wish I always did it in
And
Chicago, I'd go see Jerry. That was a cool show.
not a cool show at all.
No, it was freaking horrible brain candy.
It was a horrible show, but he made a fortune off of that.
He did.
Which now, interesting enough, I wonder what Jerry Springer merchandise would bring. Because it's interesting, folks, that t- nostalgic TV, the items from it actually sell. They really do. I, although I will say this, Star Wars and Star Trek do not sell as well as you would think.
I think they produced too much of it.
Just, I think they did too. I think they, and a lot of the stuff, now maybe some of the original, like late 70s, early 80s stuff might still sell pretty well. But they went back like the little Yoda dolls and stuff, and then the Captain Kirk, or the not the Captain Kirk, the Star Trek, was it where they wore on the thing, their comm thing or whatever? They wore on their shirt.
Yeah.
They reproduced so many of them that even the original ones are not worth anything now.
There's a thermos from the show, Stanley thermos, that says Jerry Springer Uncut Raw Original. It's worth $70.
Stanley was around then, or that's a remake?
No, Stanley's been around for years.
I didn't know Stanley Thermos had been around for years.
A
But
Jerry
hey,
Springer doll
shows
in the
what I know.
box, 1998 edition, $100. So yeah, if you see Jerry Springer stuff, it seems like it's worth a lot. Him naked, nude,
Might
with
be
no
worth some money.
glasses is worth $10. The doll.
Jerry. Is Jerry still alive? I wonder if he'd like to know, hey man, if you're naked, nude with no glasses, you're worth
Yeah, he's smooth like a Ken doll, so I think it's not really him. I don't know. Maybe it is. Things like stuff with his signature on it are worth a lot of money.
It's interesting. TV shows that were cultic, let's call it what it is, cult classics, pop culture, they have followings. Home improvement stuff, Roseanne stuff, believe it or not. Like you said, there are stuff. And part of it too is because back in those days they didn't overproduce merchandise a whole lot for TV shows. Now movies, sometimes they would.
Yeah.
But and if you've got original props, if you can get a hold of some of those,
They're definitely worth some money.
that's huge money. I know that I know what you did last summer.
Because they're getting ready to
Was
they just
filmed
rebooted it.
Yeah, and it was originally filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina, and there's a lot of memorabilia from that movies or that series of movies down there in that area. So if you want a place to go yard selling, that's a good place. But now you're probably going to still pay a little bit of a premium for it.
Yeah.
But Savannah, also where you're at, has some movies that
I'm sure.
you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Whistle Stop Cafe, the fried green tomatoes.
Yeah. I
You're
used
really
to
not
like
that
that
far
movie
from it.
until you explained it to me. It's very upsetting.
Not me. My daughter cursed that movie for me. She really did. She ruined it. My daughter. I was like so excited, and now I will not let her watch any of my favorite movies. I was like, we should watch Old Yeller, and then I stopped myself. I was like, no, I don't need her to ruin it for me.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't share. Share with the
She
younger
would.
generation.
I'm not sharing her. But anyway, but those are items that folks I have really started looking for is pop culture items. And I'm not talking like stuff like Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift. I'm tell you right now, the look up Taylor Swift stuff. For as much money as that woman is worth and has made, her merchandise seems to be worth jack squat
because
nothing.
it's overproduced. But if you can get her first album with Tim McGraw, the single, it's worth thousands of dollars because they only produced 10,000
That
of them,
might,
right?
yeah, that might be the truth. I don't
After
know,
that, they
but
overproduced. So
yeah, it's stuff like that doesn't work. A lot of your Elvis memorabilia,
yeah,
and I know who is it? Who else is it that likes Elvis besides me? What's his name? Was on our show. He was
biscuit
on our
butt,
show way back.
biscuit butt.
Yeah, he really likes Elvis. I really like Elvis, but a lot of the memorabilia is not worth nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's bed sheets. The bed sheets he slept on. There's no way they sold so many of them clippings that it would produce so many bed sheets you could literally linen every house in America with it.
But you didn't
There's
sleep on them more than twice, and then he threw them out. Yeah. So they just kept keeping them. They're like, when this guy
these
dies,
were
we're going to make a lot
hotels
of
he
money.
went to.
Yeah.
These were hotels he went to. I keep waiting for somebody though, and Biscuit Butt would love this, but I'm sure he's the same way. I keep waiting for somebody to take one of his scarves and actually recreate a clone of him.
He's still that guy. He's still out there.
Oh yeah, no, he's not. He's dead. There's no way.
I don't know.
It's just
That
like
guy
this whole
is
thing.
married to one of his ex girlfriends. I'm just saying. This is a lot of. If you heard him sing, he sounds like Elvis. Just saying.
Lots of people sound like Elvis
Oh,
singing
baby,
now. No,
I love him too.
here's the simple truth of the matter is this: that guy's not old enough.
Oh, no, Elvis just took
That
care of
guy's not
himself.
old
He
enough.
looks like he's 60, he's 97. Come on. The secret to life: peanut butter and banana sandwiches, turns out. So I'm going to start eating them. Yes.
I just don't think Bob Joyce is Elvis. I don't think he looks old enough. I don't think he is old enough to be Elvis.
No,
Elvis would be what, 90? What would he be? 30, born in 35. He'd be 90, wouldn't he?
he'd be 90.
Where's my calculator?
He'd be 90, 25,
Yeah.
35, 90.
He was born like January the 8th, 2020 or 1935. So 2025
He'd be 90.
minus 1930. I'm doing it. Yeah, he'd be 90 years old. Bob Joyce does not look 90 years old.
He just did
Even if he took care
really
of
good
himself.
skin treatment. You can do that.
Yeah, he must have bathed in vitamin E every night. Yeah, okay.
Well, he had Elvis's money back in the day. Come on. He could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he's Elvis either. I agree.
I don't
But
think he is.
I think he just had a rough shit and died on the toilet, like they said. It's fine.
His heart stopped. But there's a lot of people out there, and we'll see. What's her name? Lisa Marie.
Yeah.
Will reappear in a few years as somebody different. She just wanted to be with her daddy.
I read an article that when her son died, they like kept him on ice for 3 months so she could visit him and get her closure before they actually buried her son. I don't know if that's true, but it was good.
I don't know if it's true. I'm not going to go there except to say I have seen people do weird things
Oh yeah, I
when
agree.
it comes to
I
death.
agree.
I know of a place, I know of a house that was kept just like mama and daddy could waltz back into it at any point in time. And I've always thought that was really weird. Even the clothes, they kept the clothes washed. They kept the dishes. They would wash them and put them back on the table. The exact same dishes that were there the day they died on the table. It was really weird.
Kind of creepy.
But it is. Why didn't they just go ahead and taxidermy mommy and daddy and just set them in a chair?
Yeah, because that's illegal.
You think so?
I don't think you can taxidermy human.
It just, is there a reselling for taxidermied humans?
No, I don't think there is. Every time somebody gets caught selling human parts, they go to jail. So I don't think you can even sell taxidermy stuff on eBay legally.
That'd be interesting.
I don't think you're supposed to. So yeah, I'm working on. So I got the CJ Benz Finds channel. We spun
Yes,
this on its own. Yeah.
You can sell taxidermy on eBay, but with some restrictions and consideration. Allows the sale of certain taxidermy items, particularly those made from non-endangered or non-threatened species. And then it goes on to tell you, yeah, so you can.
All right. So let's
Humans are not
endangered.
humans are not on the endangered species list, so I'm kidding, folks. Ugh, I'm not sure there's a market for that.
Uncle Fred.
I just, Uncle
Yeah.
I don't think there's a market for that. But no, I don't think you can sell live human tissue on eBay.
No,
I
you
don't
can't.
believe you could do that. I hope to God you cannot do that. That's wow.
It's super creepy, man.
We chase some wild
Well,
wild
we run
rabbits.
down these rants, right? And then it happens. But you know what? We're having fun. You guys are here having fun with us. We're gonna try to get it back to reselling. So
So far, so have you sold anything while you've been on vacation? Has anything sold? Because I know that stuff can still sell.
now I have it
Or did
set
you
up so it
actually
can't
take?
sell.
Okay, so you've
Although
not sold
I have
anything.
sold two things, one thing on Poshmark and one thing on Grail, because I forgot to put them on vacation mode, but it happened to coincide with me going home, so I was able to ship them. So I got to get back to it. I miss
And
it.
what about Bonanza? Have you ever checked Bonanza in the last while?
I wasn't paying attention to Bonanza, and they closed my account. Apparently, I sold some shit and didn't know about it, and they just closed my account. I got an email saying, "You're no longer allowed to sell on Bonanza." So now I'm banned on Depop and Bonanza. I'm gonna keep it going. I just don't want to get banned on eBay because that's the one that matters.
And Goodwill. Banned on
No,
Goodwill,
I'm
so you
still banned on
can't
Goodwill.
buy it. Forever banned on
Oh
Goodwill.
shoot, I did books there. I didn't pay for, so I'm pretty sure I'm banned there again. So that's fine.
Are you
Yeah, I had
serious?
some antique books. Let me look that up quick.
Oh no, dude, because you have fought and fought to
I
get
know, I
back
finally
on
got
Goodwill.
straight. Shop Goodwill, sign in. I just have zoned out on it.
It's easy to do that. But Goodwill's kind of stupid. I'm just going to tell you, folks, that's a dumb thing they do. Honestly, if you're buying and you mess up a few times, that should still not get you banned because they're just going to turn around and put the thing back out for sale. So it's not like they lost the item.
No, I'm still good. That was the 6th, so you have 7 days. So I still have 2 days.
So you need to go ahead and pay for those, is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing, and get those shipped to you.
No, I need to say anything
But
else. No, I'm not gonna get them shipped. I bought them here and I go pick them up.
oh, okay.
So I got to look at Savannah and see if there's anything else I would like there. Because the way this one does, it works like the one in home, that it only charge you a fee, one fee. So they charge a $3 fee, but if you buy 10 things, they only charge you $3. They don't charge you $30. So I found buying stuff and picking it up here is good. 1993 Cabbage
I
Patch
will.
doll. Why
I
is
will say one thing that I'm starting to look at, folks, and is trains, toy trains, hobby trains, electric trains. I'm starting to try to do some research on those because I noticed my older brother is really into those, and it's just a hobby of his. But I noticed how much he was starting to pay for, especially vintage train cars and track and all the little doodads that go around it. And I'm like, really? That stuff's worth that much money? And so I did look to there was some that I was gonna buy. There was like 4 or 5 newer ones. They were worth about $10 a piece, but it was $10 for like 3. I intended to bid on, but I didn't get them. I didn't bid on them, and they ended up going for that, and somebody made some money. But vintage stuff is really high dollar when it comes to vintage toy trains. So if you come across cleaning out grandma's attic and you come across a vintage toy electric train set, even components in yard sales or whatever, you definitely want to take a second look at them because they can be worth a lot of money. In fact, I saw one vintage set that still worked would probably shock the ever living crap out of you, because apparently they had no safety standards back in like the 50s. They were like, here, kid, play with electricity and burn the house down and yourself while you're at it. Apparently, the Albert Einstein look was in. But I'm telling you, this was like, I think a table saw in 1950 was safer than this toy train. But it went for $1,500. And
Wow.
I looked it up, and it was like 2,500 on eBay, one like it. I was like, good lord, that's $1,000 profit. Of course, I wasn't going to pay 1,500 for it, but I still, if you got $1,500 want to put towards that, you could have made an easy grand. So that's
That's the thing. You got to have money to make money, baby.
I think where you and I, our big problem, and I know we're coming back into this and we're talking here, some serious things we've learned. I think one of the big things is you've got to leverage your money. And I've started to do that. Like, I let my money build up, and then I buy a higher dollar item. And now, once it sells and other things sell, then I'm starting to try to buy higher dollar items,
Yeah.
because
That's where you make your
it's
money, man. You really do.
you can make a lot of money on $10 items. You can, as long as you're buying them for $1 or less, or to even $3. I bought a lot of pocket watches for $3 to $4 and sold them for $8 to $10 and made some money. Not a whole lot though. It takes a whole lot of those to make anything decent. If you want to take your wife out to McDonald's, sure, but if you're trying to make a living at it, it's going to take a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about reselling maybe 15 minutes of this entire program. What are you doing? You're searching now. See,
No,
he's in
I'm
search mode,
searching now.
ladies and gentlemen.
I'm busy trying to
He's
make
in-
money here.
And yet, we still don't know why Benz needs to buy anything.
don't.
He's literally got a garage full, 2 storage buildings full. He really doesn't need to buy anything.
But I am addicted. Not a dickhead. Don't take it wrong.
I wasn't going to say it. I was just going to say, if I had the inventory he's got, of course, honestly, folks, I think I'm now running probably around 1,000 to 1,200 items.
And how many you got listed?
And I've only got, I like 170.
Yeah, come on, man. Get your stuff together.
I'm working my way up, dude. I'm working my way up.
I found something really good. So we'll see if I get it. All right. Back to the show. Sorry, I got distracted.
Do you want to show us what you found? Because by the time this comes out, it'll probably already be off market.
No, it's got 6 days, so no, I'm not going to show you. I plan on posting it.
You hear this, folks?
No, I'm
hear
just saying,
this?
it's a really good one.
A good item.
It is.
Everybody, right now, go to Savannah Goodwill and
Shut
try to
up,
guess
man.
what Biz
Don't.
is looking.
Yeah, it's video games that I got a really good deal on. I'm alive, like a freaking rug. So I'm just saying, they look good.
Here's something. Now, it's interesting you bring up video games. I did really well with video games to start with,
Yeah.
and now not so much. And I think it's because I think video games are losing their deal. All the new consoles, like I don't have a new console. I got an Xbox One and a PlayStation 3. But the new PlayStation 5 coming out and the new Xbox, PlayStation 5's out. The new Xbox is coming out sometime soon. They don't even have disc ports. So they're completely download now.
How the world.
And I think that they have found a way around secondhand games. And so I think that we're losing a genre here that has been huge. You look at eBay,
Although,
if you just Google.
You download them onto the game, you download them into the hard drive of the unit. The future might be, hey, what games do you have loaded on here that you could buy the unit and then pass it on?
Possibly. I don't know. And it may be, though, that it's linked to your password. I don't know.
True.
I know that Steam I do a lot with Steam because I game on my computer a little bit. Some of the old games I used to love to play, and I've downloaded them. And unless I give you my password to my Steam account, you can't ever get them.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just kind of depends. But I think we're losing some of it, and I've noticed that the game values. Okay, so as I'm selling similar, one game in particular, Assassin's Creed, they've got down so low that I basically had to group them all together in a 3 disc lot because the whole disc lot's worth like $8, all three of
That's
them together now.
crazy. Yeah.
Whereas 2 years ago, because I've had them since the beginning, 2 years ago, and of course they haven't sold, and that's part of the reason why they've dropped down. But 2 years ago, they were selling for about $12 a piece, and
What is a jewelry?
I do think it is one other thing. I think it's harder to get started on eBay now.
I don't think
I
so.
think it's way harder. No, I think it is, and I'll tell you why. I think because I noticed a huge jump. I noticed a huge jump in when my rating shot over 50. Now, it's been harder to get people to leave feedback here lately. I don't know why. It's like they just straight up ignore you. It used to be like 1 out of 3 would leave you feedback. Now it's 1 out of 10. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe some of you guys who are you're watching and know a little bit more about it than I do, maybe there's something I can do. I send them messages, but I just get straight up ignored. Maybe I shouldn't send any messages. Maybe it's because I'm spamming them. I don't know. But
But you're at over 100, right?
it, I'm not over 100 yet. No,
Hmm.
I actually got to 50 quicker. I'm at 90 now. I actually got to 50 quicker. But I noticed a huge jump in getting to 50. And so if it's gone from 1 out of 3 to 1 out of 10, it's going to be harder to get to that 50. And I will tell you, there are people who do not buy from anybody below like a certain level. They just will not. So I think it's a little harder to get started than it used to be.
Hmm.
If you're not already building up your inventory and starting, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But now, once you get started, once you get rolling, and it took me a while too. It took me about probably 6 to 8 months from the time I sold my first one to get to 50,
Yeah.
and now it's probably taking me the rest of the time to get to 90. So I don't know. As sales, I think, has picked up on eBay, and I think that we see that as stuff. I will tell you guys one thing that I did put on mine that seemed to increase sales quite a bit was letting them know that I'm an American seller and the item is located in America. And because that makes a difference in shipping time.
Yeah.
A lot of these places you'll see free shipping. Those are Chinese, and people have come to realize that's Chinese. Could take me 6 months to get it on a rowboat.
Yeah.
Whereas this person is in America. Yes, it's going to cost me a little bit more for shipping, but I'm willing to pay that and get it next week.
Cool. Yeah.
So
Hey,
definitely tell people you are in America.
yeah. So just one thing to throw out here from my other podcast, the Reseller Locker Room. We are hosting a reseller meetup. You guys should come and check it out. Even if you're not a reseller, just hang out. We're going to do it September 26th through the 28th. Uh, Hanging out. We're going to be at the Moose Lodge there on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday we're going to go to some yard sales.
You got to tell you got to tell the link where they can go find it and
Look
where
up
it's
the
at.
East
Moose
Tennessee
Lodge where?
Reseller Meetup on Facebook. I don't have the link. I'm not in charge of it. I just show up. I am the eye candy on that show. No, not really. Don't laugh so hard. What the hell, man? That's messed up. But the East Tennessee, look it up. East Tennessee Reseller Meetup is September 26th through the 28th. But we've got like 100 people coming already ish signed up. I don't know how many. So 100 signed up, so 22 will show up. But we got a lot of sponsors, and
Be the
it'll be
best
fun.
22 out there.
If you've never been to a reseller meetup, you should go. If you're a reseller, or if you're just somebody who's interested, you get to. The best part of a reseller meetup is you get to hang out with people that want to talk about reselling. Because if you try to, and I'm sure you have done this before, you talk to somebody who's not a reseller about how you bought something for a quarter and sold it for $12. They're like, well, $12 isn't changing my life. But if you do that 100 times, that's $1,200. And you only spent
That's the thing.
100 quarters.
There is a thing. All these get rich quick schemes out there and Ponzi schemes and Amway. And if you're in Amway and you want to send me a nasty little note on our YouTube channel, fine. I don't care. I
Do
tried
it.
it twice. It sucks. It sucks. It is not, no. This is actual work to do this, but it's easy work and you can make some good money at it. Now, I guess you can make good money at Amway too if you figure out how to snooker enough people, but and you really like soap. But Ben's is right. You tell somebody, "Hey, I resell on eBay and I bought this thing for $1 and I sold it for 20," and they're like, "Oh, so you made 19 bucks?"
Yeah.
But folks, I've made good money in a month. I'm not made enough yet. I think the best month I've had was around $1,000.
Yeah, and that right.
That's
That's
a
what I'm
month.
doing with my new channel, which would be Jefferson Flips. I got CJ Ben's finds, which I've been doing. I'm over 1,000 subscribers. It's super cool, but it's a lot of AI videos. But now I'm going to do my face on the video. My idea is to give tips and tricks, also sipping and shipping, because I really don't like to ship, but if I'm drunk, it's a damn good time. So check those videos out, Jefferson Flips. But my thought process behind this, and I have a lot of friends that are full-time resellers, and it is stressful doing this full time and expecting to make enough money to pay all your bills and all the other. But I think eBay is a great hobby. I think you take this and you do it as a hobby on the side, make a little bit of money. I also, in my real life job, have multiple people working for me that are at the point where they should retire. So they've taken their Medicare and they've taken their retirement, but they're still working. Two of them this year made way too much money and they have to pay it back. So at retirement, you can make $22,000 to $24,000 a year that you don't have to pay taxes on, or it doesn't take away from your retirement. I think you have to pay taxes on it. I'm not a tax expert, but they made so much money that now they had to pay the government back the money that they made over and above that $22,000, $24,000. But I think in retirement, if you could add an extra $1,200 to $1,500 to yourself a month, it would be a game changer, even
Yeah.
as a hobby. So this is my plan with my new channel: is I'm going to go yard sailing, thrift stores. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Go away. But my plan is to go $20 a week. I think you can turn $20 into $100 to $200 every week. And I'm going to be selective. Now, not buy the stuff that I buy that's a quarter that I think you can sell for $10 in 4 years. I won't put that on there. But I think if you were very selective and went out and with a $20 bill in your hand every Saturday, went yard sailing or went to a thrift store, you could turn that into, say, $200 a week, say $800 a month. Would $800 a month change your life? Probably not. But I used to golf and I would spend $800 a month in golfing fees, cart fees and bag fees, whatever. But I think this is the fun hobby you can have that you can make a little bit of side money and build it up to where you're making that $20,000 a year by the time you retire and you got your side hustle built in. What do you think? You freeze?
I honestly, I no, I'm actually looking something up.
I do
So,
believe you could on the side.
just to put this out here, the average monthly, wow, let's exclude California.
Yeah, take California out of it.
I want to see what the average, oh, yeah. Okay, so if you take California out, the average mortgage payment in the United States minus California is 1,600 to 1,800 approximately per month. So if you can, and it's very doable if you list consistently and have the right items on there. It's not even the right items, have enough items, whatever you want to do. You can consistently make your mortgage payment if you really tried. You really
Yeah.
could.
There are people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. But honestly, everybody I know that makes a full-time living at this, they have YouTube, they have this, they have that, and they work 80, 90 hours a week. So to think that this is a set it and forget it, Ron Popeil thing, it's not. This is a full-time job and you have to work. There isn't this easy way to retire or early and do reselling. Reselling is hard work. But if you enjoy it, you get to work for yourself. But I think it's a great hobby, in my opinion, to do on the side to make $1,000 to $2,000 extra a month. You can do that easily and not do what I did. I took the first 3 years and every dollar I made, I bought inventory. So now I got 2 storage units and I got all this stuff that I have to sell to get my money back, which is a retirement plan of its own. But I believe that if you do this as a hobby, you can make yourself money on the side and have fun. Going to a yard sale for me
Yeah,
is a great time.
but the other thing is you don't have to go to yard sales, folks. I've not.
Yeah, yeah,
Part of my problem is I've not gone to one.
yeah.
It's a great way to do it. There are other ways to deal with it. And if you go back and listen to some of our previous podcasts, you will find other ways. We talk about Shop Goodwill. We talk about other places. There's lots of places you can find stuff to sell. There really is, and you don't even have to going to yard sales. Ben's enjoys going to yard sales. A lot of people do. Saturday's my only day to do stuff that I've got to get done around my house, such as all the remodeling we've got going on. So it's hard for me to break loose and go do that. But I still managed to make a pretty good living, and or pretty good, not living, but side hustle.
I do
And
believe it's a great side hustle.
can you do it full time? Absolutely, you can. But it's no longer a side hustle if you're a full time reseller. From what I know, talking with full time resellers, it's no longer a. It's not something that you can say, okay, I'm going to put 5 hours into this week, and I'm going to pay all my bills at 3 grand. It's not going to happen. A lot of the guys who make that kind of money are working, they're working 40 to 50, 60 plus hours a week doing this. This is what they're doing in place of going to work.
Exactly.
Now, would I like to be able to do that? Sure. But right now, I'm going, okay, I've got to work, make some money, and build it up. I don't,
I think if you
there's
over
ways you
time
can
you can
do it if
get to
you
where
want
you
to.
have 3 or 4 thousand items in your store, and then all of a sudden you're selling 10% of that, and then now it is a full time gig. But I think that is, I think if I could give anybody advice, I wouldn't just quit my job and think, oh, now I'm a reseller and I can retire. Everybody I know that does it works very hard
It
and
is.
make.
It's not easy. But
No, it's
things
not easy. When you
that
watch those YouTube, some of those gurus that talk about it, they act like it's walk in the park, and I find it's not as that much of a walk
you've
in the
been at
park.
it how long, Ben?
Three and a half
5 or 6
years.
years?
No, 3.5.
3.5 years?
I was doing a year and a half where I suckered you into it.
Okay, so yeah, I thought you had talking about it longer than that, but
Yeah,
three and a
well, my
half years.
mom did
Okay,
it
so
for many years, and she tried to talk me into it, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. And now I look back and go, I should have started sooner. It's a great,
he's done it for 3.5 years,
yeah,
and he probably has enough inventory that he possibly could go full time because he's addicted to inventory.
yes. The
But
problem is the insurance. That's why I have a job, because insurance for a 50-year-old male, even through my wife's company, is $1,500 a month.
outrageous.
It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Now, if we socialize medicine like we do in Canada, I could do this for a living.
So he's saying if you're in Canada, you could become a reseller much easier. I'm not sure that's the case, folks. But
Then you got to ship it. You got
here's
to
the
ship to
simple
the
truth.
U.S., so it costs a lot.
The simple truth is, you can make your mortgage payment off of this. So imagine just doing that.
Yeah, that's
You
what I'm
could
thinking.
easily.
That's my idea is this is a great side hustle to make money. So you buy 10 or 15 things a week, you flip those, and you could make money on the side very easily. And
Sorry, I
it
had to
doesn't,
plug in.
yeah, I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's what this is great for.
And I think that's one of the reasons, guys, we took a break from doing this. And we may, I'm not going to say we're going to put these out daily or weekly, maybe just be once a month. We don't know yet. But
Yeah.
here's the kicker: we want to keep putting these out because we want to be realistic for you. Yes, we want to have a good time. We want to talk and we enjoy talking to each other, but we want you to be realistic with you. We don't want you to, we don't want to be discouragers. Can you go full time? Yes. Plan to work.
Yes.
Um,
It is a
but
viable
you can
business.
also you can work 2 hours on an evening,
Yes.
2 hours an evening, and make your mortgage payment.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
I
the
think,
thing.
and
I
that's
do
why
most
I'm
of my
looking at this.
listing.
And if you think about this, I'm going to do this until I'm 65. I am 52. So I'm going to do this for another 13 years. You know how much inventory I'll have built up and on my thing?
Oh gosh,
And then at that point, I should be able to at least make two or
I
three
think
grand a
you
month.
need to sell off your inventory you've got now.
Yeah.
At least sell down to one storage unit
Sell it all.
and get it.
If and when I get back to my home in Tampa, my goal is to do some live selling. I've got really good stuff that I could sell cheap to other resellers so that way they could start their business and I could get that $500 a month monkey off my back. I definitely has done the wrong thing in the way I've done this, in my opinion. I tried. I thought, you know what? I'll reinvest everything, but I do believe that is the wrong. Be more, you should not buy more than you can list because I
I
didn't
think.
realize that there's so much stuff out there that you pass up this deal, you'll find another deal. I was thinking, oh man, I can't pass this up. It's such a great deal. Turns out I find deals every day, whether it's at a yard sale or an antique mall, or you can find stuff that's undervalued and get more
Once you
stuff than
learn
you
how to
need.
find it.
Exactly.
hmm Once you learn how to find it. All right, and that's the key. And doing things like this, folks. Ben's has really nice light boxes
Yeah.
that take really nice pictures. This one is a homemade built job, in case you can't tell. This is the ugly duckling, the ugly Betty that I've talked about so much. Go look at the art pictures it takes on Frugal Deals.
Yeah.
And all my watches that are taken inside this half junked up looking thing. I've talked about tearing it down 4 or 5 times, but I really don't want to because honestly, it takes really nice pictures.
And
And I
that
might
is key.
have, I think I've got, well, no, I think I've got $100 in it after it's all said and done, is what I said. Maybe a little bit more than that, but you wouldn't have to. And the reason I did is because I had some things I put to it that I didn't need to. But yes, you want to build a light box, but you can build one cheap. You can build one out of a cardboard box if you want to.
Yeah. And if you don't have a
You don't
light
have to go.
box, find a window and take the pictures while there's natural light's just as good. But
Oh, I need to show something right quick about
all right,
this
show it, man, because we're
because I
over an
did
hour.
spend
I
some
can't
extra
believe we've
money.
sat here. We
Yeah,
weren't have anything
we're
to
over
start with.
now. Hang on. I'm gonna stand up and take my thing.
All right. Now that he had this thing off, I can say horrible things about him and he doesn't know. Ooh, lights. Yes, he's pointing at his light apparatus. All right, yeah, that was
So the neat
enlightful.
thing there is, if you saw it in the video, and you won't see it on Spotify, but in the video, I clicked the little switch. Mounted the thing so that I would have the control where I can change the tint of the light. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
And so, depending upon what you've got inside of it, can make a huge difference in how your picture looks. So that's a key. If you build a cardboard, take a cardboard box. That black back there is just a piece of what's it called, project board from Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason it's that big is because I want to be able to take pictures of paintings. You can it doesn't it definitely doesn't need to be that big for like
Yeah. So now
small
that you
stuff.
sold big paintings and I sold big paintings, the big paintings, are they worth selling on eBay? I think anything over 24 inches, I walk away from.
I
Yeah.
do now.
Yeah.
Anything over
And
20,
I did the same
anything
thing
over,
in the beginning.
I really anything over 20 inches, I walk away from it because shipping is so outrageous. Now, I will say this: the two big ones that I did sell, those people who bought those understood
Yes.
why they bought them, but it took a long time to sell them. And I didn't make any money off of shipping because I actually lost a few dollars on shipping.
Yeah.
It's just so expensive to ship anything over and really over 20 inches. Anything 21 inches and up, and anything that's got a thick, heavy frame on it, like a big, thick, heavy wooden frame, I don't buy those anymore to sell on eBay at all, even though those tend to sell for higher dollars. And so I thought maybe I should look back at those again because anything over a 4-inch box,
Yeah.
when you start going from 4 inches plus, the shipping goes way up there.
Yes.
And then you also get into the one that I sold that I sold that particular one, and the person was like, but I'm already paying you X number of dollars. If I was buying this from a gallery, they would literally do free shipping because I'm paying so much for the painting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're actually wrong because if you were paying $2,000, they might do that. But we're talking $150.
Exactly.
Don't try to get cute with me.
Yeah. At a gallery, they
But
wouldn't even hang it up for $150.
you have people who will do that,
Yeah.
who will say that. And I'm just like, back out of the deal then, cancel the deal. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I'm with Ben's. I don't any artwork. And I did build that so big to be able to take pictures of
Yeah.
humongous paintings if I needed to, because that thing's 4 feet.
Yeah.
So would I do it
All
now?
right.
No. Still
Hey,
got some big
everybody.
paintings. Yes.
Thank you so much for spending a little time with us, letting us ramble on incessantly, and letting us
Yeah, that's the right word.
try to get back into the framework of pocket change. We'll do some pick and passes again. I know that was a fan favorite. This one was just like, hey, we miss you guys. We just wanted to say hi and see how you're doing and welcome you back and say thank you for watching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And hey, get some more
Final
people
thought?
watching too, because here's the thing. My final thought is this: reselling, even though we talked about it and we may have discouraged you a little bit, here's the kicker. I guarantee you need something else on the side to make money these days.
That is the thing, man.
And if you can sucker a friend into it, then they'll become your podcast buddy.
There you go. Exactly. That's what I did. Thank you, Joel. All right, everybody. Have a great week or 2 weeks or a month, but we'll be back again. Stay sexy.
See ya.